One of the signals that you really are serious about the Great Commission in your community and beyond is that you set some goals. That we want to reach this particular people group. It may be a people group like the seniors in our area. We really have that on our heart. And we're going to equip and train and employ some people to do that ministry. Or in our context, back in Sydney, it could be an ethnic group, the Korean community, the different parts of the Chinese community, the Muslim community, and certainly churches all around us are committing to strategic objectives to reach people groups. There's whole ministries or one particular ministry I'm thinking of, to reach people with a Roman Catholic heritage, and equipping people in our congregation and raising up leadership to have a particular heart and skills in bringing the gospel to Roman Catholic folk who share some of our theology but are confused about how salvation happens and have no assurance of salvation. But some churches do it numerically. They say we want to plant 2 or 3 churches over the next 10 years, a new church every 5 years, and they plan ahead and they have the suburbs worked out where they want to plant. That's another way of doing it. Another way is in terms of just the raw numbers. Let's try and double our fellowship in the next 7 years or whatever it is. You just have to work out your preferences on that. I think don't be outrageous. If you set ridiculous goals in terms of what's happened in recent times, in terms of the state of our community, you'll just make people cynical. But if you have no goals, you're saying we don't really expect things to happen. Because when you set those goals, then you've got to start thinking about staffing and leadership and budgets and buildings. And the members just won't believe that you believe in change if you don't start thinking ahead as to what it's going to look like for the leadership and facilities of your church. Let's reach 10% of our community for Christ. That would mean we'd need a church of 2,000 people. Our buildings take 500. Unless there's a discussion around that, either building the bigger building or planting several congregations in school buildings or whatever it is, people just won't believe you. They won't think that you actually think or pray that God's going to do anything. The way I do it, it's not telling God what to do. It's not saying he's got to grow at this rate, but it's saying, what would we have to do to get to this point, this milestone in reaching our community in Christ, particularly in terms of leadership and facilities? Where are we going to meet? Who's going to lead? Who's going to teach? And then the model of ministry, have I got that separately? No, that's on some other stuff. The model of ministry, we're going to grow one bigger congregation or plant several congregations, those kinds of choices. And we can't say a lot about that in regrowth, but it's actually an important part of culture change to be seriously stretching and preparing for growth. Does that make sense?